Imagine breaking your hip while doing missionary work in Mexico. Well, we're going to hear the story behind that moment in this episode of the OILife Spotlight, where we're spreading awareness, gaining acceptance, and sharing the awesomeness that is OI. What up? I am Tony Jacobson, proud member of the OI community, adaptive fitness specialist, and creator of OI Life. And today, I'm sitting down with someone truly special from our community, Mary Encinias. Now, Mary is an OIer and the author of Living Without Bubble Wrap. It's a heartfelt memoir about growing up with OI, navigating the challenges of brittle bones, and building a life filled with connection, humor, and strength. She shares stories from her childhood through adulthood, including the moment she broke her hip while serving on a mission trip in Mexico, and how that experience shaped the next chapter of her life. Now retired, Mary is enjoying writing, spending time with her husband, and staying close with friends in her community. This is a conversation filled with honesty, wisdom, humor, and the kind of perspective only someone living the OI life can offer. So let's get into it. All right, I am here with Mary right now. Welcome, Mary, to the OILife Spotlight. It's so good to finally have you in the spotlight. I know we've been connected for many years now, and it's been great to be connected with you, and I'm so happy to have you here with us.
Well, I'm glad to be here and to be with you because I've been admiring your work and your focus on exercise for years. And it is echoed by my doctor. When I called him in July, I said, "Oh, doctor, I'm hurting so much." And he goes, "Mary, I'm not going to give you any medicine to sit on the couch. You've got to get yourself in the swimming pool." We happen to have this amazing family doctor who built right in his office a gym and a therapeutic swimming pool.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, I've got to write an article about him to get the word out. But it is, you walk in to see the doctor, and there are three people on treadmills, two on bicycles, and around the corner, people are lifting weights.
That's awesome. That's what I want to be in every single doctor's office.
Yeah.
You know, that's what we need, and especially for us OIers. It's important, as you know, that's the main focus of my mission, is to make sure that we all understand that movement, any focused movement that you can get going, exercise, movement is important for us to make sure we, help with the bone fractures, help reduce fractures, help to make us stronger, more balanced. It's all part of it. Well, let's get into it. Like, where do you live right now?
I live in Blue Ridge, Georgia. Okay. It's about an hour and a half north of Atlanta. Okay. Who knew? Georgia has mountains.
Right.
It's the very tip of the bottom of the Appalachian Mountains.
Okay.
And in fact, just miles from us is the beginning of the Appalachian Trail.
Oh, that's so cool. Before we get going, I'm going to ask you, because I always like to ask the guests before we get too much into your story. I want you to cover first your Fab Four. I call them the Fabulous Four.
Oh, the numbers.
OI, right? So yeah, I want to know your type, how many breaks you've had, how many fractures you've had, how many pieces of hardware you might have in your body, and then how many surgeries have you undergone in your life. So those are the Fab Four. So tell us your Fab Four.
Okay, well, I'm type 5. Which I did not know until I was just a couple of years ago. I got touched.
Okay.
I always just thought I was type 1 because I didn't have that many fractures, but I've had 65 fractures.
Okay, 65, good.
I've had probably 10 surgeries, and hardware I have in both legs and one arm. That's all.
And is it pins, like pins down the bones, or are they plates, screws, like all the good stuff?
Yes. And from a fracture back in the 80s, it was down at the bottom of my femur, close to my knee. In order to fix it, the doctor put in screws.
Mm-hmm.
Well, last winter, one of those screws came loose. So I can truly say I had a loose screw. And I had to have surgery to take it out.
Yeah.
Because it was very painful to have a loose one.
Yeah.
But the leg is fine. I mean, it healed since the 80s. But
Good.
that same leg, I've broken the hip or the top of the femur, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I have pins in both femurs.
Both femurs. Okay.
And then this arm, I broke, I had a fall back in 2007 in which I broke both arms and one leg. And this particular arm, for some reason, you've heard it before, it was a non-union fracture where it was not healing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they had to put little pins in to put it together.
Gotcha.
So it's sort of like I feel like not a puppet, but what are those puppets that
Like a marionette.
marionette
puppet.
Yeah, I feel like a marionette.
Totally makes sense. Totally makes sense. Well, it sounds like your Fab Four is close to mine. I mean, we're as far as the number of breaks, surgeries, amount of hardware. So I totally can relate. And the types, of course, it all depends. I mean, the types are the types. We look at it more in severity levels, which is important, but it's always good to get the Fab Four. So thank you for sharing that with us. Type 5. Yeah. I think you were the first person I think I met that had type 5. I've met others by now, but I'm sure, I think you were the first that I had met with type 5. So it's good that you actually got it classified. That's always fun.
Well, and I see a doctor at Vanderbilt in Nashville, which isn't that far from here, like 3-4 hours. And when I told her I was on a Facebook group with other type 5s, and she says, "How many are there?" And I told her there was over 100, and she was like, "You're kidding."
Right? Yeah.
But, Facebook is all over the world.
Yeah. Yep.
So you get people from Tunisia and, Ethiopia. You never know who you're talking to.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's great.
So she was shocked.
Yeah.
She's an endocrinologist.
There's things that we can still shock doctors with, right?
Yes. Yes. And I'm so sick of hearing doctors say, "Well, you know more about this thing than I do."
We shouldn't, but there's some parts that I think we know the lifestyle aspects of it more. That's for sure. They know maybe more of the scientific back stuff, but there's the lifestyle we definitely have unlocked. So I would agree there. It's a team effort. I always say it's a team effort when we're working with our doctors. So thank you so much for your Fab Four. Now we're really here to talk about your book. Your book is called Living Without Bubble Wrap. And it's so exciting to be talking about the book today. And so I really want to just kind of dive into the book and really talk about, have you share some stories. Tell us a little bit about, how the book, what's the journey in the book that people can expect when they pick up this book.
Okay, well, the first thing is on the cover, it's a picture of me standing with one arm behind my back. And that is because I have a cast on that arm. And I was not going to broadcast it. I stood with the cast behind my back.
Yeah.
I had the right parents. I was the 6th child that they had. I'm the only one that has OI. And they knew nothing about OI in the 50s when I was growing up. So my parents just sort of had to wing it. The one thing the doctor told them to do was to carry me as an infant on a board with a pillow on it.
Right.
To begin with.
Yeah.
And my dad was happy to make that for me.
Now, really quickly, did anyone in your family line have it, or are you considered like the spontaneous mutation?
Yeah, I'm a mutant.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely a mutant turtle.
Okay.
And I had great parents. They didn't overdo it. I wasn't overprotected. I fell many times and broke this arm. This arm is pretty crooked. I broke it probably 12 times before I got out of high school. So it was always in a cast. I was always having to adjust the arms on my clothing. But I had a really good education. I had a Catholic education, and I went to the same schools that all my siblings went to. The nuns treated me like I was going straight to heaven. I hope I do, but I had to be careful, and I didn't have to take PE.
Right, right.
Yay!
Yeah. So
And then
when you were growing up though, like during your earlier years, was OI a focus, or were you more like, I'm not going to really worry about this too much?
no, it was a focus. It was because I had my arm in a cast almost all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and it was known about me. You know, people were careful around me. And I think that's how I developed my sense of humor,
Mm-hmm.
because in order to make people comfortable around you, you learn how to make jokes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
And that is a survival mechanism that I think a lot of us OI people use.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. I know a lot of OIers were, and the self-deprecation, right, of it. I mean, a lot
Yes.
of that. Yeah. So I learned not to do that later on in life because I realized that's not as powerful as we think when we're younger.
Right,
But
right.
I definitely feel it is a defense mechanism. You're right. It's just a way to cope, emotionally. And,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people will feel more comfortable around us, I think, when we
Mm-hmm.
go through that for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So you were very much in tune with your OI then, or were you more, because I know for me, it was very much like, and for other OIers, with in the early years, even though we're going through breaks and stuff, we almost try and deny it. We almost try and
Oh
say,
yeah.
no, I don't have this disability. I'm fine. How was it for you?
The same. I just did not want to think of myself as different in any way.
Mm-hmm.
I wanted all the same. I went ice skating, tobogganing, sledding. I didn't do too well in sports, but I was surprised when people didn't pick me to be on their team. I was like, wait, I can hit the ball, you
Right,
know?
right.
Um,
Yeah.
my family was very much into sports,
Mm-hmm.
and but it's okay. I mean, I was kind of living that life of I'm going to be fine. There's nothing wrong with me.
Right. So you were outgoing. You were outgoing physically.
Yeah.
Did a lot of breaks happen? I know you mentioned your arm specifically. Were there other fractures that happened like in your earlier? Because of course, most of the fractures happen when we're young, right?
Yeah.
So, like, what was the bulk of the fractures that were happening for you during those early years? That was it mostly in your arms and stuff, or were there any breaks in your legs?
In fifth grade, I broke my leg,
That
but
was
I
the
was
first time.
running.
That was the first
That was
time you
the
broke your
first
leg.
time I broke my leg. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a year later, I broke it again,
You're right.
because once it starts, it's sort of like
Here we go.
comes an avalanche. But the other significant thing that happened right around the second break was that my father died.
Mm-hmm.
And he was the big caregiver. He had worked for an ambulance company, so he knew how to move me. He knew how to care for me. So that was really breaking my mother's heart when I broke my leg right after my father died.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she had to deal with it on her own. Well, with the other siblings.
Yeah. Did you feel any responsibility, like kind of when that happened? Did you feel like, I gotta take care of myself more? Did you have any of that come through for you as a kid?
Not really, but I did realize that my mom was getting checks in the mail from Metropolitan Life, and it had to do with my fractures. So I thought, oh, this is cool. I'm helping the family because she's getting insurance checks.
Right. Right. Oh my goodness.
This, the crooked thinking that we have as a child,
Yeah.
you just you just can't replicate that
Yeah.
as an adult.
And I mean, just kid thoughts, child thoughts, and then,
Yeah,
adding on the disability as well. There's a lot of thoughts that come through having to do with that, insecurities and placing blame, right? Feeling like we're at fault for things. I know I felt that a
yeah,
lot when I was growing up, like, oh man, since I'm laid up, now my family can't do this or do that.
yeah.
I had a lot of those feelings. Was that the same for you?
Well, I remember going on vacation with a cast on my arm. I didn't feel like it interrupted much.
Hmm.
When we went to the Atlantic Ocean, they put my cast in a plastic casement, and I went in the ocean with everyone else.
Yeah.
Um,
It's good because you didn't have that sense that things stopped because of injuries that you were
no,
going through, right?
no.
Yeah,
And being that I was the youngest, I had three older sisters. We had a lot of weddings.
right, right.
And I would be in weddings with a walking cast on my leg.
Yeah,
I would be in the wedding with a cast on my arm. Um, there was a lot of socializing around weddings.
that's good. So you were still going. You were living
Yeah,
life without bubble wrap, right? You're
yeah, I
living life
was.
without bubble wrap. That's the whole point. It's
Yeah.
like you were still getting out there and doing your stuff. So
Oh, yeah.
yeah, it's
And
good.
then the upside of having a disability is working the system to get your college paid for.
Mm,
I was able to go to Kent State University for free because the Bureau of Vocational Rehab took me on as a client.
nice.
And the whole, all the thinking there that this
Hmm.
person isn't going to be able to work unless they have an education.
Right,
And
right,
that's true. I needed a professional job, not a factory job, which
right.
would have been the norm for people in my small town.
Gotcha. Well, that's good. So you pursued higher education,
Yeah.
which is great, and kind of went through that. How did then was your OI even kind of in question during those years? Once you got to your college years, once you started studying, did you start to work at that same time?
Well, I only had 1 year when I was on crutches at the school at Kent State, and they actually had a service for handicapped students to drive you to class.
Oh,
So I
nice.
took advantage of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and when I got out, I had no intention of working. Okay. I was a free spirit. It was the 70s. I had no loans to pay off.
Right,
I just wanted to save the world and serve the poor 24/7. So it wasn't like I didn't want to work.
right.
It was like I didn't want a job.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I so I pursued a lot of things. One fun thing I did was I went out. I had two girlfriends that went out to the state of Washington to pick apples.
Mm-hmm.
So I put myself on the Amtrak train and went by myself to Washington State, and I picked apples for a couple of months.
Oh my goodness.
And I never fell or anything doing that.
Didn't hurt yourself.
No,
Wow.
I hitchhiked. I
Right,
mean,
right. It was a different time back then.
it was. It was a lot safer, very
Yeah.
free, very free.
So it was good you didn't have too many like physical limitations to life basically once you kind of got into school and even
Yeah.
left school and started like pursuing the different ventures. Totally feel you on that, by the way, of just kind of wanting to live life. But it's good that you didn't really face too many physical challenges. Were there any that you can think of that, like, as you were just kind of getting out there, were there any specific times when, the OI, maybe you weren't thinking about it? Because a lot of us
Well,
did that
in
too,
the orchard, they
Mm-hmm.
gave me a smaller ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of having to lug around a 10-foot ladder, I had an 8-foot ladder.
Oh, good. Okay.
And I could put it up in the tree and climb up that far.
Yeah.
Um, my girlfriends were very much aware of me in earshot.
Mm-hmm.
And one time my ladder sort of tipped over, and there was my friend ready to catch me.
Nice. Nice.
another thing that sort of impacted me was later on, like toward the later part of my 20s, I really wanted to be a missionary in another country.
Mm-hmm.
So I applied to this organization that was the creme de la creme of Catholic missionary people. It's called Mary. And they did not accept me for the country I wanted because they could not assure good medical care.
Oh, okay. Mm-hmm.
And I was really hurt by that.
What country were you trying to go to?
I was trying to go to Venezuela,
Okay.
but they wanted to send me to Korea.
Oh my God, that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not have Korea in my in my
In your
telescope.
radar. Right.
Yeah. I just didn't.
Yeah. So did you
So
end up going
anyway,
to Korea? Did you go to Korea?
no.
Oh, okay.
And I had been to Venezuela previously. That's why I wanted to go back there. And this was before all the current political strife.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
They were rich with oil, but there was still a good number of poor people.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I had gone to Venezuela to teach English at one point,
Okay.
way
Gotcha.
before I applied for this program.
Right.
So another program picked me up and sent me to Mexico, which was just fine
Right.
because I spoke Spanish.
Good.
But I broke my hip there.
Yeah. So how did that impact you? Like, and that's what I was kind of getting to was like, was there any physical challenge like while you were out in the world working? So you broke your hip in Mexico while you were there. What happened? Like, tell us that story.
Well, it was a very impoverished village that I lived in. And we had to carry water to heat it. And we only had running water for 12 hours at a time. And then it would be off. And then it would be on. And then it would be off. So, and it was very muddy if it rained. So I was really taking a chance, even walking outside after a rain.
Mm-hmm.
So my leg was starting to ache, one of my legs. So I was heating water on the stove. And I lived with 2 Catholic nuns. And I was carrying water to the stove. That's what happened. And the sandals I was wearing got twisted.
Mm-hmm.
And so I fell on the kitchen floor and broke my hip.
Oh my goodness.
But they called a doctor in the village who came over and he examined me and he straightened out my leg and said, "She's fine."
What?
I was not fine.
Oh my goodness.
So I spent the night on the couch and I said, there is something wrong. There is something wrong.
Like we know when a break is there.
We know.
Something's broken.
Yeah,
right?
we know.
Yeah.
So I was, the nuns had a truck
Mm-hmm.
and they were trying to figure out how to get me to the hospital without disturbing whatever was wrong with me. So they put me on the coffee table and on the back of their truck to drive the 28 miles to the town that had a hospital.
Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And one of the other nuns held a umbrella over my face because otherwise the sun would be right on me.
Right.
Mexico's pretty hot.
Yeah. Wow.
So we get to this hospital, and in the meantime, the priest, who's the head of the parish where I'm working, he's trying to figure out a way to get me home.
Like out of the States, like back home to the States. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there was nothing. I mean,
my gosh.
At one point he was told it would take they'd have to buy 9 seats on an airplane, take out the seats so I could be in a bed.
Oh my goodness.
I mean,
wow.
Yeah, these were simpler times.
Yeah.
We had no military connection.
Right.
You hear about people being medevaced
Yeah.
here and
Airlifted out.
there.
Mm-hmm.
You hear about football players being fixed.
Yeah.
Not me. It did
Right.
not happen that way for me.
Yeah.
So I'm in this hospital, which is a public hospital.
Mm.
And they put me in a room and they say, we're going to do surgery, but we're not going to put a pin in your hip. We're going to put a pin through your leg to put you into traction.
Oof.
Yeah.
What?
So, like,
Yeah.
like this to set my leg up and it wouldn't
Mm-hmm.
move for 6 to 8 weeks.
Right. Right.
So, to describe the room I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
The screen on the window was ripped so that just fresh air could come in. There was no air conditioning, but I was the darling of the hospital.
Now, did you
All
tell them? Did you tell them that you had OI? Did they know what that was?
Yes, the
Okay.
doctor knew what it was.
Wow. Good. Good.
Yeah.
That's good. One good check mark there.
Yes.
Right. He at least knew what it was.
Yes.
And
But
really
all
quickly,
the young interns wanted to come in and see me.
yeah, of course. Whenever we're in the hospital, we get
Yeah.
all the visitors. Now, really quickly. So, how old were you at this point?
30.
And then, where in Mexico were you?
It was called Buena Vista Tomatlan.
Mm-hmm.
It was kind of near the city of Uruapan.
Okay.
It's kind of halfway between Mexico City and Guadalajara.
Okay. So you were
Again,
you're deep
in the
there.
middle of nowhere.
Yeah. Gotcha.
I'm good at getting to the middle of nowhere.
Right. Okay. So you're 30. You broke your hip. They know what OI is. They want to put you in traction. It's just a crazy situation that you're in. Then what
And I'm
happened?
crying. I'm crying all the time.
Ugh.
I mean, I got tears in my ears
Yeah.
from so much crying.
Did you want to go home? Were you like, I got to
Yes.
get home? Yeah.
Well, I kind of did and I kind of didn't.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of felt like I had a mission.
Right.
But I didn't know I was going to be a lay missionary laying in the bed for 6 weeks.
Wow.
So they did put a pin through my knee to hang, and the priest, he was pretty handy. He made a metal bed frame
Mm-hmm.
so that they could hang up the weight to keep my leg.
Yeah.
So here's a story. It was a kilo of nails.
Oh no.
A bag of nails.
Wow.
That was holding up my leg.
Hey, whatever they need to make a kilo's worth of weight. Wow.
Yeah. So I laid in the bed, had to use the bedpan for 6 weeks.
Yep.
But the young intern doctors fell in love with me because I had blue eyes. Okay.
Right.
Nobody in Mexico has blue eyes. And I mean, people on this, even when I lived in Venezuela earlier, people would come up to me on the street and say, I love you.
Oh my goodness. Right.
Are you married? And I'd say no. And they go, really?
The blue eyes got him.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
so you had a lot of attention while you were there in the hospital. Did you stay in the hospital for a full 6 weeks?
For a week.
Okay, just for a week.
And every night, someone from the church came and slept on the floor so I would not be by myself.
Wow. How nice.
I know.
Yeah.
And then when it was time to leave, the priest went to the office to try to pay something.
Right.
And they gave us a little piece of paper that said, she is released, she can go. No charge.
Wow.
Because they said, you're doing good work through the church. This is our gift to you.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
story.
That's really good. Wow. So
yeah. So
when you went back, so you went back to the
Cleveland, Ohio.
Okay. So
I went from 70 degrees in Mexico to, negative 10 in Cleveland.
Wait, what month was it? I didn't ask you that.
It was December.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
And really, the feast of Our Lady of Guadalupe is December 12th.
Mm-hmm.
And I was able to get out of the traction and sit in a wheelchair for that.
Wow.
And so they took me through the bumpy streets of this little town so I could see all the celebration for Our Lady of Guadalupe.
Wow. Oh my gosh.
Our Lady of Guadalupe is a bigger holiday than Easter or Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
That's
is really the
amazing.
big deal.
So it was great that you were able to see it.
Yes.
And then you went home directly after
Didn't
that.
get drunk.
That's the
They
best time to
actually
do it.
made alcohol out of isopropyl alcohol
Mm-hmm.
cooked in a bunch of fruit sangria.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well, with a broken hip, that's the best time to do
Yeah.
that. We're not
Yeah.
condoning anything. Just everyone that's
No.
listening or watching right now, just know we're
It was
not
the
condoning
70s.
anything,
Yeah.
but it was a different time. Okay, and do what
Yeah.
you want. Okay, we're not condoning anything. But yes, so after that celebration, that's when you went home. That's when you went back
Yeah.
to Cleveland, right?
Yeah. Once I could sit in a chair,
Mm-hmm.
but then it was more painful
Right. Yeah.
because all those muscles that have been not used,
right.
they were talking to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was in a lot more pain after traction.
Yeah. Of course.
And then when I got home, I had my x-ray with me from the Mexican doctor.
Right.
Oh, the other thing is they set me up in a home of one of the church people. And every week the doctor would come and spend an hour with me.
You're kidding.
No.
Oh my gosh.
He just loved talking to me. That's what I said. My gift is talking.
Yeah. And I'm sure he asked a lot of questions, right? Did he want to learn more about like kind of your life and what you've been through? Even with did he talk about OI at all? Did he want to learn more about OI, or was he just trying to learn about you?
He was just into me.
Right, right.
And making me comfortable.
Right. That's good.
Yeah.
It would be great if he was like asking OI questions, like trying to learn more about that. That would have been cool.
But he wasn't. He knew what he knew.
Yeah. Now you've been, I'm sure you've known many doctors throughout your life, right? What's been your experience with the OI, with, meeting new doctors? Because everybody out here that's got OI, we all have our different stories. When we meet a doctor, they don't know about it. They do know about it. It's all over the place. What has your experience been, throughout your life, meeting different doctors? Has it been primarily you're needing to educate them on stuff, or has there been a good number that have known? What's it been like?
It's been about 50-50. Some of them know nothing. Others, what they know is very limited. I do have a doctor now who's kind of afraid to do any surgery on me.
Mm-hmm.
My right leg has become kind of crooked. And I said, if I were a normal person, Dr. Flint, how would you fix this? And he says, a new hip and a new knee.
Oh.
But he won't do it for me.
Really? Okay.
But I've seen on Facebook a lot of OIers have had.
I was about to say, yeah, that's an interesting take on it, because there are plenty of OIers that have had hip replacements, especially less severe types, for sure.
Yeah.
Hip replacement, knee replacements, for sure. So I don't see any harm in like doing a little bit more research. Now, is your current doctor in contact with any other doctors that are specifically trained in OI? It might be a good thing to get them in contact, because maybe having them talk to someone else that specializes or that has been through a little bit more experience can give them some pointers. Because I know a lot of OIers that are in the middle of nowhere too, especially.
Yeah.
They get their doctors connected with other doctors. So it's like, please call, so-and-so so we can like talk through it, because there's a lot more options out there.
Yeah. I feel sort of protective of my doctor, and I don't want to have him feel like I don't trust him.
Mm-hmm.
I could just switch doctors and go to a younger guy who's more up on things. But I feel a closeness with this doctor too that I don't want to just kick him to the curb.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Um,
It's a fine
and I'm
dance.
I'm 72 years old. I mean, what
72 years young. Come on.
yeah.
72.
Well,
It's awesome. It's awesome, by the way.
yeah. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of on the fence about that.
Yeah.
About getting a doctor that might want to tinker with the joints.
That's true. That's another part of it too. And
Yeah.
I do feel with the age, it could be where you're like, yeah, it's
Yeah.
fine. It's fine for what it is. It's totally, yeah. And you don't want someone that's experimental, right? Where you're
No.
like, I'm not trying to be the experiment
No.
unless you want to be. Some people do, and they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
let's try
Yeah.
something. But I
But at
totally hear you.
72, you have that bit of wisdom where you can slow down. It's okay.
Right. And you can still move, but you're doing it in the right way, and you're
Yeah,
okay
like
with where you're at.
walking is not a joy for me.
Right.
I
Right.
do use a cane
Mm-hmm.
and sometimes a walker because of this. Well, I have really bad arthritis
Mm-hmm.
in my knees.
Gotcha.
And even like putting on shoes is difficult
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
bending over and tying them and all of that. When you don't have your knees, man, you're sunk.
Yeah. So speaking of, let's talk a little bit more about like as you were growing up, or like as you were kind of going through your adult, early adult years.
Mhm.
Speaking of physical challenges with the OI, was there, at what point as you were getting older, well, we'll say getting wiser. I don't like to use the word older. As you were growing, at what point did you realize, okay, I got to come back and really start looking at OI differently. I got to look at my body differently.
Just
Um,
last year.
so just recently,
Yes.
oh my gosh. So up until then, were you just like still just kind of living life? Like you were just like, hey, it is what it is. And I'm just
Yes.
going for it. Okay.
Yes. I mean, I did have a bad fall in 2008, as I mentioned, when I broke both arms
Mm-hmm.
and one leg all at the same time. That was a crisis,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it didn't change my attitude.
Right.
I went back to work. I went back in the game,
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha.
but only now with arthritis am I reconsidering, well, do I have to go to that meeting?
Mm-hmm.
Do I
Mm-hmm.
really need to do that activity? Um, I'm 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 just a slow learner. I'm not if I didn't have my husband, I could not live by myself.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I just know that. Let me talk about him a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
He was a
How long you been married?
32 years.
Awesome. Congratulations.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about how you guys met and,
Oh my
you
God.
know,
We both worked with children in the school system. I was a mental health counselor, social worker, and he was through the school system, a school counselor. So we both went to this workshop in play therapy, learning how to use play to reach children and to help them resolve what their conflicts are.
nice.
So we met at this workshop and we started dating. And it was like right away we knew this was the one.
Yeah.
He was a corpsman in Vietnam. That means a nurse. And so he knows a lot of medical stuff.
Right.
And so he wasn't put off by my bone ailment.
Good.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
but right away, within the first year of marriage, I got twisted up in the bed covers. He had already left for work and I was sleeping in, and I got up to answer the phone and fell and broke a bone in my pelvis.
Oh my gosh.
But I was able to crawl to the window and knock on the window. He hadn't left the property yet, so he could come in
Yeah.
and
Help you.
assist me to the car
Right.
to get the x-ray, but there's nothing they can do for a broken pelvis.
Right. Put you in traction. Right. That's usually the thing. They want to just make you stay. Don't move.
Yeah.
That's
Stay
the only way.
put, girl.
It's like when you hurt your shoulder.
Oh,
Shoulders and ribs are the same thing. Like you can't do it, you can't cast it. So they're just like, well, just don't move and it'll heal. Like that's
yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah, that can be very
Yeah.
discouraging, especially the ribs.
Yeah.
Because they really hurt.
Oh, ribs are the worst. Yeah.
Yeah. I've had a bone broken in my shoulder. But once again, my doctor is like, we're not going to fix it. There's
Right,
nothing,
right.
You're not getting a shoulder replacement. No.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. So your husband was totally into it. Like he not totally into it, but he knew what it
Yeah.
was. He knew about how to take
Yeah.
care of you. So that's a great thing. I mean, that's awesome.
Yeah, it is awesome.
Yeah.
And the fact that we both kept working with children as well.
That's awesome. That's
We could
fantastic.
share, teddy bears and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
We really enjoyed our work and did use play therapy as
That's
a way
great.
to help little ones.
Yeah, that's
And he had a
fantastic.
son.
Okay.
So I became a stepmother of a 17-year-old boy right when we got married.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that was tough. I'm not going to say it was a walk in the park because 17-year-old boys are not into their stepmother.
Absolutely. Right.
Anyway, but that opened the door for me to be a grandmother.
Yeah.
And he married down the road, and I have 3 grandchildren.
That's amazing. So you don't have any biological kids?
No.
Okay. Gotcha.
No,
Me either.
it just
I
wasn't
have
in the
two. I have
stars
2
for me.
stepkids myself.
Yeah.
I married into two beautiful kids. So yeah.
Yeah, that's
I'm right there with
nice.
you. Mm-hmm.
Well, I married into the stepson. His name is Benito, a dog, and 2 birds.
Nice.
And I had bought the house on my own as a single woman the year before, and all this moved in on me.
Oh my goodness.
And I was like, oh my God.
That's a lot to take.
It was. I think I cried every night. I mean,
Yeah.
I knew it was the right thing in my heart, but I was also very stressed.
Yeah. So you were used to living on your own.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And working hard,
Right.
very hard. I mean, those working years, I did nothing. We didn't really take vacations except to go to Ohio to see relatives.
Right.
No, we just worked.
Yeah.
And being in mental health, there's a lot of paperwork. So I would come home and have to do my notes on the computer at night.
And where were you living at that time?
Pensacola, Florida.
Okay.
We lived there for almost 30 years.
Nice. Okay.
And we retired up here to the mountains in 2012.
Gotcha. Okay. Wow.
When you're in Florida, you just want to get out of the heat.
Yeah. Just indoors.
It's just intense. Yeah. Half of the people here in this part of Georgia are from Florida.
Gotcha. Yeah. Just get up into the mountains where it's a little cooler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the other thing that was a driving factor for me was wanting to make a difference in the world. I mean, I really worked at helping people and changing social systems and stopping nuclear weapons.
Mm-hmm.
Anything I could do to make a difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was more of a driving factor than my bone disease. I mean, I really.
Do you think having OI, like just having the disability in general, because I felt that, a little bit where it's like what I went through just having OI. And then once I really realized what that meant in my life, that made me want to help others.
Yes.
I feel that is part of it.
I think it is. And I've had so many good things happen to me that I want to give from my abundance.
Yep. Yep.
And also from my spirituality.
Yep.
We're called to go and do likewise.
Yeah.
And my family instilled those values in all of us.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
So powerful. I think it's good. I mean, it's, outside of the, disability, it is good to
Mhm.
have some sort of that. And it's great that your family was there that way. I
Mhm.
know a lot of OIers, it's all over the board. I've met so
Yeah.
many OIers that deal with families that, just put them in bubble wrap, right? I mean, mine were like, my family was like that. It was very much, hey, be careful, don't move. A break was bad in my household, so it wasn't
Mhm.
anything positive. So that's how I grew up, and it's good that there's people that have a why that can get connected even to other folks now to understand that there's another way to do it, where there's parents that are supportive of the OI in a good way, where it's like, hey, you're going to break, it's all good, but you're still going to do stuff. You're still going to live a
Yeah.
good life. You're still going to live a full life. And I
Yeah.
think that's what's important.
Yeah. I had great parents.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I mean, yeah, Mary's got another broken arm. So what?
It's all good. Still go do things.
Yeah.
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 Now, how was it for your, just to backtrack a little bit, how was it for your mom? Like, as you said your dad passed away when you were younger.
Mm.
And so then how was it for your mom and your family? I mean, was it, you had a great support system just in your family in general, or was it difficult for your mom through those years, because you were still dealing with things?
She went through a major transition. She had never worked outside the home. But once again, it was the 70s and things were happening.
Right.
She got involved in a social work idea of taking kids from penal institutions, teenagers, and taking them out of the institutions and putting them in group homes. And the social worker that came up with that idea hired her to run a bookstore that supported the group homes.
Oh, nice.
So she was super involved in the community, um, advertising for this practice.
Right, right.
And she became a new person. Like I said, I think in the book, she unplugged the coffee pot and started drinking ginseng tea.
Right, right. Totally different life.
Totally different life.
Yeah, yeah.
And another big factor of change for us was that how they staffed the group homes, because there was a home for boys, another one for girls. They used conscientious objectors from the Vietnam War who had to do free public service.
Mm-hmm.
So we got to know all of these people that weren't Catholic.
Right, right, right.
Oh my God.
Right,
And one was even Jewish.
right,
And we're
right.
like, whoa.
Whole different
So
thing.
so my mom got a whole new life.
Yeah.
She had another 40 years running that bookstore.
Wow. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah. So as far as I was concerned, yes, she prayed for me. She looked out for me, but she was really a community person
Gotcha. Mhm.
after my father died.
Yeah. Now, did you know anybody else with OI throughout your life?
Never.
Really?
Well,
Who?
oh yeah, there was one child. Another real formative thing for me was one of my friends from high school. His mother ran a home for handicapped children. She was like a foster mother who took the worst kids.
Okay.
Um, and there was a child there with OI,
Wow.
but she was dwarfed. She was, she never walked.
Right, right.
And I would go there and see her and be like her little special friend.
Right, right.
But I was surprised because she had never seen an x-ray. She had
Mm,
never really lived the life I had lived.
right, right.
Plus, I was walking around
Yeah.
and she was confined to a
So
wheelchair.
she probably had like type 3, closer to a type
She
3,
was very
probably.
bad.
Yeah,
She
yeah,
was very bad.
yeah.
And her brother was in the home and he had cerebral palsy.
Oh my goodness.
So
Wow.
the parents just abdicated responsibility for these
Ugh,
kids and gave them to my friend's mother.
wow. Well, I'm glad they
So,
went somewhere where they could be cared for.
yes. And
Yeah.
there were 20 kids
Wow.
in this home. So that was a large part of my high school and college experience.
Okay.
Was going there and being with the kids and learning about different disabilities.
Yeah. So you knew her, and what was her name?
Her name was Nina Dempsey.
Nina
And I'm still
Dempsey.
in touch with her through Facebook.
You're kidding. That is so
No
awesome.
kidding.
That is so cool. Nina Dempsey. We're going to mention her name because it's important for us to, know that people are still around, and still doing it. So it's great. Wow. Nina Dempsey. So she was the one person you knew. When was the next time you kind of came in contact with someone with OI?
Well, I went to the conference in the 80s in Orlando.
Okay.
And that was the one I spoke about when we were in the group
Mm-hmm.
OI chat. Um, it was log jam with wheelchairs.
Right, right.
I didn't see anybody else that looked like me walking around
Right, right.
with just some crooked limbs.
Yeah, yeah.
And I met a girl kind of over lunch,
Gotcha. Okay.
and that's it. But I didn't remember her name or anything.
So did that,
That was it.
how did you feel after that? Was it a little discouraging for you? Like just in the OI
Yes.
community in general? How did you feel?
Yeah, I didn't feel like being in touch.
Okay.
They have nothing for me, is what I
Gotcha.
thought.
Yeah. Yeah.
Only you, by welcoming people and professing exercise, has my insertion into the OI community. Otherwise, I would have no interest.
Wow. Well, I appreciate that. I'm
I
glad that
mean, really,
I could
Tony,
be the connector.
you're my hero. Yeah.
I appreciate that so much. You don't know how much that means to me. I appreciate that. Yeah, that's a big part of why I'm doing what I'm doing. So once you went to this conference and kind of got like discouraged, basically, and
Yeah.
got connected through to the community here. What has that been like now that you've written this book and now that you're starting to get a little bit more connected to the community? How's your experience been?
It's been really interesting to meet the variety of OI people. Like I can tell that one person that comes to the group is kind of in a bed laying down,
Mm-hmm,
and
mm-hmm.
then the others, the woman that had her leg cut off,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Rachel. Yeah.
Rachel,
Yeah.
and Taco
Taco from the Netherlands,
from the
right? Our
Netherlands.
good
I
friend.
mean,
Yeah.
it really is cool
Yeah.
that we're
So many variety, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Such a great variety of OIers.
Because I love people. I mean, I
Yeah.
just can't help it.
Yeah. And it's great. I mean, you're a testament to why the OI Life group is important because, like, you're in the middle of nowhere, right? You're in the middle of
Right,
nowhere. You're in a cabin.
right.
It's like, hey, I want to connect with people, so we get online, we get on
Yeah.
Zoom, and we hang out, and we get to chat and meet people all around the world. So it's really
Uh-huh.
important that I know that being face to face with people is important too. But this
But I
aspect of
mean,
it,
I love Zoom. I
yeah,
love it because I
yeah,
don't have to get up.
right. And it's not a either or, it's a yes and. That's how I like to live
Yes,
my life. It's a, we
yes.
meet people face to face, but we also have this, and
Yeah.
it's a great expansion into connecting with people around the world. So it's great that you come to the groups and you're getting connected, and I'm sure Facebook has been your friend. I know it was
It's
definitely my friend,
hilarious.
right?
It's very, sometimes it's so heartbreaking sad, and then other times it's great.
Right, right. It's all how you train your algorithm to be, just
Yeah,
depends on what you're going
yeah.
to see. Now tell me, really quickly, to just get back to the book, what inspired you to write this book?
Well, like you can tell, I have a lot of good stories. I wanted to tell my stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
And actually, it was very difficult for me to write convincingly because I was used to writing reports
Mm-hmm.
and it didn't have that nuance that a story has. So I was in a writing group and I would take little pieces and read it and get feedback. But then I decided, because it sounded too much like a report, to join a storytelling group.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
And we meet monthly and we talk to each other in stories.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's really good training to speak about things in a more interesting way.
Yeah. Now, before you went to start writing this book, did you get inspiration, or did you read other books about,
I read
from authors?
yours. I
Thank
read
you.
yours,
Thank you.
and I was very moved as a young teenager by a book called Angel Unaware
Hmm.
by Roy Rogers' wife about their child that was born with hydrocephalus
Okay.
and the beauty that they saw in that short life.
Right, right.
So reading the stories of others has always been a hobby of mine.
That's good. So
I'm
that
a
was
big reader.
some inspiration for you to be like, yeah, I need to share my story too.
Yeah,
Yeah. I think it's good. I encourage anybody with a disability that feels like they want to share their story. I encourage them to write about it.
absolutely. Everybody's life is
Hmm.
so interesting.
Yeah. And that's what's great too, is like, both you and I have OI, but they're very different stories. And I think it's even important within our own community that anybody, if you feel so compelled, like write your story. That's just know that your story is very different than anybody else in the OI community, even though we have the common thread, the things we've been through. It's a very different
Hmm.
life. So it's good to share as many stories as possible, because especially since it's a rare uh,
Yeah, we're
condition.
definitely rare.
Yeah, definitely a rare condition. So we want to get as many stories as we can out there to
Yeah.
educate the world, share our stories, share the
Hmm.
beauty, the trials, the tribulations, the triumphs.
Hmm.
All the wins too. We want to share that as
Hmm.
well. So I think it's great that you've written this book. And I encourage everybody to get a copy of it. Of course, all the information will be in the show notes, so people will be able to get to the book
Okay, good.
and get a
Because it's
copy of
on
it.
Amazon.
Yeah, absolutely. So, tell me then, what are you doing now? Are you planning on a new book? Are you still writing? What are you up to these days?
Well, I have ideas for other books, but I've mostly been dealing with the arthritis, and my focus has been on exercise.
Mm-hmm.
So these days, I go to the pool twice a week. That takes a lot out of me. Just going, it's a 22-mile drive to the doctor's office where the pool is,
Mm-hmm.
and then coming home and doing errands. You got to do your errands while you're in town,
Yeah, you got to
because
do it while you're
otherwise you're
there.
back home and you're nowhere.
Right,
Right.
right. And
So,
and God forbid you forget something.
oh,
I'm sure you write everything down, right? You got your
oh,
list.
I've got notes
Right.
everywhere. So, I'm just living. My focus right now is exercise.
Good, good.
Ideas for new books. One other thing about my mother that I didn't share, but it is in the book. She started taking in people as soon as I was gone, being the baby. She had a big 4-bedroom house.
Mm-hmm.
She took in pregnant girls and then mentally ill people. And for over 25 years, she took in 100 people,
Wow.
homeless people.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
So her story needs to be told.
Right. Right. Yeah,
And
that would be a great story.
yeah, I have a memory of many of those people.
Yeah. Wow. Well, that's one to work on.
Yeah,
You
that's
got
one
it.
I need to work on.
Now, are you still in the writing groups?
Yes, yeah.
Good. Good, good. Yeah. I
And
was
we
in
recently came out with an anthology of different people writing different things, little short stories.
Yeah.
And I have 2 poems in that
Oh, that's so cool.
anthology
Yeah.
for the local area here. It's called Where the Mountains Speak,
Wow. That's cool.
also on Amazon.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very good.
So I'm involved in writing, I'm involved in a readers book
Mm-hmm.
club. Um, of course, I'm involved with my grandchildren, although they live in Orlando.
Okay.
Remember, I don't want to live in Orlando.
Well, that's
But
very good. That's very good.
yeah. And my
So,
husband,
yeah, of course.
remember him? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Don't forget the hubby. So before we go, I want you to just give, because we got a lot of OIers watching us. What's the one message that you want to give to the OI community and to someone that's watching with OI that may be, you know, concerned about living life without bubble wrap? What would you tell them?
I'd say live it. do what you want to do. Try it. If things don't work out, try it again. Just keep on going. That's what I do.
Thank you so much for sharing your story with us today, Mary. It was so great to have you on the show. Your honesty, your warmth, humor, and perspective are exactly what the OILife Spotlight is all about. I know this conversation is going to help someone out there feel less alone and more understood. Now, if you're watching this and you're navigating life with OI or dealing with challenges around mobility, health, or identity, remember this: you are not alone. Others have been down this road, and there's a whole community here to support you. I am Tony Jacobson, and if you want to stay connected or be part of the community, head over to myoilife.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on the OI Life Spotlight.